Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Your Leadership Chat. My name is Velma, and if you are joining me for the very first time, welcome home. But if you are a regular listener here on the show, welcome back, and thank you so much for supporting us. Now, have you ever wanted to listen in on someone else's conversation? I mean, I know that none of you have ever done that, but what if you could? Well, today, my friends, you have permission to do just that. Please give a great big warm welcome to the kindest person I know, Miss Dana Morgan Barnes. Hello, Dana.
Oh, Velma, I was so happy to be here. Thank you for asking me to be on your chat. And I think that you and I will have some interesting conversations that someone will want to listen to.
Listen in. Oh,
That's right. Lead in, folks.
Okay. I told you, buckle up for Dana, guys. Okay. Well, Dana, let's kick things off. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about you and, one thing that someone might not know?
One thing. Okay. Well, I'm Dana Morgan Barnes, and I am Coach Dana Inspires. And so I love to talk about being kind. But when I'm not talking about being kind, I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it's a very cold and windy place, but I love living here. I have a husband and a Rottweiler. Her name is Mauser, and Mauser is a great office assistant. She keeps me going with her snoring. And I speak on kindness. I coach women entrepreneurs, and I am also an author. And I've written 2 books, but my favorite one is You Have the Power of Kindness. And it's a compilation of stories about how kindness has affected other people's lives when you're kind to them, but also how it affects your life when you're kind to somebody else. And so that's my book. And I love to inspire people to use kindness in their world. I think it's very important today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Absolutely. Okay. And, I had another guest on the show that talked about kindness too, and shared all the health benefits. So, I mean, it's just so much to just being kind,
Yeah.
which is something I think, is overlooked in the world. And so thank you for, keeping that spirit of kindness alive.
Yeah.
Can you put your book up again? Because I want folks to see it. It's You Have the Power. Okay.
Of kindness.
You have the power of kindness.
Of kindness, right there.
Awesome.
Of kindness, baby.
Kindness. You have
You've
the
got
power
it.
of kindness. And where can we get the book, Dana? Tell us.
Amazon, or you can go to CoachDanaInspires.com and purchase it there. And it's $10. I ship it for free. So if you want it, there it is.
Oh, awesome. Look how kind. You get it shipped for free from Dana. So go to CoachDanaInspires.com and you can get the book. You Have the Power of Kindness. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit more about that at the end, but I just wanted to bring that up front so that you, nobody leave the show. Just, write that down. We'll tell you again. I'll put it in the show notes where you can get it as well. Okay. So Dana, my first question, I've got a couple questions for you for our chat.
Absolutely. What do you got on your mind there, Velma?
Yeah, I'm a believer that there is value in everyone, and I am a true supporter of the valuable leader. I believe that you have value as a leader. So can you share about someone in your life that you believe is or has been a valuable leader, and why?
Well, the one person that pops into my head always, and this has been a long, long time ago. I was in high school, so let me think. It was 10 years ago or so, and so his name is Bert Golden, and Coach Golden. Coach Golden was our high school basketball coach, but he was also the math teacher.
Okay.
That was back in the day, and he was my math teacher. Mm-hmm. And he is also in the dedication of my book.
Nice.
Because I did not grow up in an encouraging home. Let's just put it that way. Right. My father was always at work, so he didn't know what went on until he came home, and then everything always calmed down. But when it was just mom and the 2 girls, she was an affectionate,
Mhm.
inaffectionate, is that the
Right.
word? Inaffectionate. She was not kind and
Mm.
not encouraging and not anything that you want in a mom. And so I didn't know what kindness was.
Wow.
So Bert Golden, we all called him Coach. And so Coach would inspire us to do the best that we could.
Right.
Now, maybe it wasn't an A,
Right.
but he knew you could at least get a B.
Yeah.
And
It's your best.
if you weren't doing a B and he knew you could, he wanted to know why.
Right.
And he had these green eyes that just, I mean, he would pierce you with these green eyes. If he handed something back, he handed a piece of paper back to you and it had a C, and he knew you could get a B.
Mm.
He would hand it to you, this piece of paper to you, and he'd look at you
Wow.
and you would go, uh-oh. You knew you were going to have a chat with Coach, and he truly cared for all the kids. It
Mm.
wasn't just me. You know,
Yeah.
he cared for the kids
Yeah.
and what we could do and what we could aspire to, you know.
Right.
And so even though it was a long, long time ago, I still remember thinking, am I reaching my potential?
Mm.
Am I doing what I should and know I can do?
Right.
Because a lot of times, you know, you might get up in the morning, and we all go through these things, you know, I don't know, I know I should get on LinkedIn and do a post. I'll do that tomorrow. No, I think I need to do it today.
Right.
You know, it's on my calendar. I need to do it 3 days a week or whatever your schedule is. So
Right.
whatever that one thing is,
Mhm.
am I doing the things that I should be doing to reach my potential? And
Right.
maybe you don't use LinkedIn, or you know, maybe you should make a phone call a day, or maybe you need to send an email to somebody and you're not in the mood. Well, is that your potential? And some days that is your potential, that you know, you got
Yeah.
out of bed and that's about as good as it gets today.
Right.
We
You got
all
out.
go through that. Yeah.
Right.
But on a, you know, generally speaking, on a day-to-day basis, are we reaching our potential? And
Mhm.
he instilled that in me, and I carry it with me to this day. He's still alive, God bless him. And he writes mystery novels now.
Wow. Wow.
And he's just what a wonderful person, that you knew that if you did have something going on,
Yeah.
you could go in and you could talk to him and he'd listen, and it was confidential, you know. And so, and I learned that confidentiality,
Yeah.
how important is that for you to be able, that people know
Mhm.
I can go to Velma
Yeah. You
because
can trust.
she's not going to chat it up, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. He had integrity, he was passionate, and he cared.
Wow.
And if that's not a leader, I don't know what is.
Wow, that's a valuable leader. I mean, that's someone that values you. You know, I love the word care that you used, and the fact that you have to be able to trust someone. And he made you feel so comfortable that you could trust him. But Coach Goldman also believed in you so much that,
Yeah.
you know, he knew you were going to do your best. And if he thought you wasn't doing your best, he was not going to let you settle.
Never.
Mm-hmm. And
never.
You could see that it has shaped you, and it is certainly, you know, he's impacted your heart because you want to give back that same kind of inspiration to others.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And it sounds kind of silly, you know, oh, my high school math teacher. But you know what? To this day, he still inspires me. So
yeah,
I could have a little tear if I wanted to, because he was just a super cool dude, you know.
Okay, wait. I'll get the Kleenex. Okay,
Thank
here
you.
you go.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much.
I know it, right? No, it's actually, you know, I think people get this perception that leaders or valuable leaders are, you know, they have to do something great and grand. Actually, it's the little things in them, you know, the acts of kindness that he did and showed to you and so many other students. So from any place in any position, you can be the
Absolutely.
valuable leader. And
Absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
that story. Yeah. No, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, we got to make him proud, right, Dana? Okay.
That's
So
right.
Coach Goldman made such an impact and is still, like you said, he's still inspiring you. He's still, all the things that he has, the characteristics like integrity and caring,
Yep.
those things have instilled inside of you. And so he's still a part of you, and he's making that difference. Now, that's one side of the coin.
Yep.
We've gotten all this great value from someone. So how's Dana impacting the lives of others to help them be valuable leaders too?
I think the biggest thing that I do is I want to inspire others to be kind, often when you don't think of it.
Mm,
So, for instance, when you're at work and you're leading a team,
yeah.
we want to get that project done. Come on, what are we doing? Velma, what you haven't finished that research I asked you to do. What's going on? What's wrong?
Right.
Well, Velma should feel comfortable enough with me as a leader that she could come to me and say, look, this is happening. A family member is ill, or this is happening, and know that not only will I hear it, but I won't share it. And I will encourage her and let her know that, okay, do you need to take a day off? Can you, when can you get this done?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need us to pass this to somebody else so you don't have this priority over your head?
Right.
What can we do to make you a better employee? And that might be just hearing that my leader understands,
right,
and I can take a breath. And you know what? I'll get that project done. That report will be on your desk no later than Friday morning, instead of being so stressed out about it and adding to whatever is going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's people go, well, that's just, human decency. But do we do it?
Yes.
So often we're so wrapped up in, deadlines and priorities and what has to get done that we're forgetting the people who actually have to do the work to make us successful.
Yes.
So if your company has the great resignation going on, which so many have, people are leaving because they don't feel appreciated. They don't feel cared for. They don't feel like they contribute. They're just a cog in the wheel,
right,
and making it go around. But instead, if you're saying, hey, Bob, I appreciate that project you did. Sarah, thank you for saving that customer. I heard about that. Wow, that's fantastic. Now, maybe you can't hand out bonuses every time someone does a great job, but you can give a bonus of appreciation and acknowledgement.
right.
And to me, if you want to grow your business, that's what you have to do. You have to appreciate, acknowledge, and know what people are doing so they can say, I belong here. They care about me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love
Because
it.
if I'm kind to the people on my team, what are they going to do?
Mhm.
They're going to give more because they know I care about them.
Right.
And it's not pretend caring.
Right,
It's not like,
right.
well, hi, Sue. Great to see you today. I hope she gets that work done. Oh, what an idiot, But it's honestly saying, Sue,
Right.
how are you? Do you need help with that? And in our culture, North America in particular, Europe in a way, we have pictures of family, we have calendars with flowers or exotic places, or where do we want to go on vacation? Things on our desk that kind of talk about who we are. Go by someone's desk and just say, who's is that your family? Yeah, it sure is. Wow. How old's your son? Well, in that picture, he was 6 and now he's 8. I need to get a new picture. No, yeah. What's his name? Oh, his name's Jimmy. Great. And the next time you happen to walk down the hall, hey, Barb, how's Jimmy doing? Is he in any sports? Wow, he remembered his name was Jimmy. It just the most minute things will help people feel appreciated and seen.
Mhm.
And it doesn't cost you anything except a little time.
Mm.
And that it just makes all the difference in the world for people giving their very, very best.
Yeah, yeah. And so part of your business, I know Coach Dana Inspires, you do that. You help to instill those reminders and those little moments that make, big differences. Give us an example. You don't have to tell any names because somebody might, listen in on our conversation.
Right.
But just share about, maybe someone that was able to walk through your process with you. And while, we might take it for granted, it's not something that, you might not do it every day. So what are a couple of things that you coach people to do or to think about every day, Dana, so that
Absolutely.
they are kind?
Right. Well, I'm going to use this one little example. And I was working with this company, and everything was, we were chugging along and things were really going well. And they were picking up on this kindness thing and acknowledgement thing. But they had a customer service representative. We'll call her Mary.
Mm,
And her name wasn't Mary. So
Right.
we'll call her Mary.
yeah. 'Cause
She
you
was the
never know
crab.
who's listening.
Hi, Mary. Oh, she was the crabbiest person in the building. Crabby. She hated the customers. She hated talking to the customers, but she had so much company knowledge, product knowledge.
Right.
She remembered when things were shipped. She remembered part numbers and model numbers of and who they went to. And I mean, she was a bureau of information, but man, she was crabby and hard to work with. Customers were calling accounts receivable to get
Wow.
customer service help.
Wow.
So I'm like, this is a problem because she's a valuable employee,
Right.
but she's hurting the business. So there's this little, what do we do with her? What's the rub here? So I asked permission. Can I just have a meeting with her one-on-one?
Right.
And we did. And I let her know that whatever she said, if she wanted to complain about the CEO, it's going no
You're
place.
listening.
And it's confidential. Absolutely, you got to be confidential with these things.
Right.
And so she goes, well, I hate people.
Ooh.
I said, well, that's a valuable trait for a customer service representative, And I said, well, what do you want to do? And she goes, well, I really love the products, but I just can't stand all these whiny people in there, it was actually afterwards, I kind of got a big chuckle out of it because everything she said was pretty true about whiny customers, but when you're a customer service rep, you can't treat them like that.
Right.
And she knew, but she just really didn't enjoy her job. And it was just so difficult. And she was not kind to people in the office, the other employees, because she was so unhappy. So I went to the manager that was helping work in this process of kindness with the company. And I said, where can we place her? Well, they were expanding their IT department. Let me think. IT, not many people there. So, I mean, maybe the IT people, of course, which are very important. We love IT people.
Not the
yes,
direct
we do.
customers, right?
Right. And so I said, how about if we see? So I called her in again. It was the next week. And I said, what do you think about IT? You mean the computers? There aren't people in there, are there? And I said, nope, there aren't. And she goes, I'd like to learn that.
Yeah.
And she really had no background other than working the systems that the company had.
But she had that company knowledge you talked about.
Exactly. And so we moved her to IT.
Right.
We moved an accounts receivable person who was fielding all the customer service calls. We moved them into customer service. And that young lady, Mary, flourished. She became a team lead within months. She became the department lead.
Wow.
In a year. I mean, the woman just went crazy with it. She loved it. And I will tell you that within a month, she was one of the most kind and approachable people in the company.
Yeah.
Because we found her a place where she fit and she belonged. She was still helpful with all of her company knowledge.
Right.
And she was happy if the poor prior accounts receivable person came to her and said, do you remember when this and this happened? Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. She was happy to give the information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Transformation, which changed the dynamics in the office,
Sure.
the dynamics with the customers. I mean, it changed so many things in the company just by saying, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't do that if someone's just a jerk. And there are people out there who are just jerky.
Yeah.
And you can coach them. And if they don't pick up on it, well, it's not a matter of finding them a place that fits. It's a matter of saying you need to go and move on to something else. But if there's a person in your employment that is an asset,
yeah,
and they just are not fitting in that right spot. They are the square peg trying to get into that round hole.
right.
Find the square hole and they can flourish and help your company flourish.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Care enough so that they feel like they belong here. And she did belong there. She just didn't belong in that spot.
And she is still an employee there and loves every minute.
Oh, great. Kudos to you for, having that. Yeah. That's insight. I love it. Let's happy dance here.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think there's so many people. So when you're a manager or a department head, a director, and someone is just being a poor employee, why not ask? I mean, there are people, you don't know what's going on at their home, with their family. You don't know. And if they have a safe place to say, this situation is happening at my house and I'm having a tough time concentrating.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give them some time off? Can you get HR to find them some help, some kind of resource?
Yeah.
They have a very sick child. I had no idea your child was ill.
Yeah.
Let me see if HR can give you some resources. And maybe there's something that employee didn't know about. Maybe you had a paid time off thing, or maybe you had a special charitable account that you had. Who knows?
Right.
But if you didn't know what was going on with that employee, and now you do, what will that employee do once the child gets well and once things change at home?
Mm-hmm.
Who are they going to be loyal to? Who are they going to be working harder for?
Right.
You.
Yeah.
Because you cared.
I love it. I love
and
how
that's
full circle.
That's kind, honey. That's
that's
kind.
kindness. I wish my mug today said kindness, so I wrote it down for you guys. I always try to share what's on my mug, and today my mug is kindness. To be kind, and it doesn't take very much, but a little of your time to be kind. And so you can be intentional in your kindness, is what Dana is really saying, and you can get ideas and advice and guidance for how to demonstrate kindness on a daily basis. And it's a genuine sense of caring for those that are, in your stewardship that you have to lead at the organization where you're at. Okay. I love the other thing you said. I wrote it down. You can, you have to be that kind of leader that listens and you hear it, but you don't share it. You hear it, but you don't share it. What a great tweetable line. Write that down, Dana. I need to see that on Twitter from you. Hear it, but don't share it. That's how people feel like they can come to you and confide and share these things that are going on, so that you can care enough to help them to move forward. So great advice. I love that. All right, Dana. So, everybody, inquiring minds want to know. So what's one big takeaway, as all the learnings and the journeys that you've been on, what's one big takeaway that you would want to give to listeners, that you would say, this is how you can become more valuable as a leader in your business and in your life? What would that big takeaway be?
In two teeny words is be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind. And that goes for a lot of things, and will get you so many places. Doors will open for you. People will respond positively to you because you're kind. I just got back from a trip to the Middle East, and leaving Dubai, the plane was delayed 2 hours because the plane coming to get us couldn't leave their airport. Okay, well, whose fault was that?
Right.
Golly, not the poor airplane, not the poor
Airplane
airline.
pilot.
It wasn't the pilot's fault. It
Right.
wasn't the airline ticket counter person. It wasn't the person at the gate.
Right.
They had nothing to do with it. Don't go up and yell at them.
Right.
What is that going to get? I mean, maybe you think, well, I got my frustrations out. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why were you that frustrated anyway? You know, there were 100+ people on that plane that missed their flights because of that 2-hour delay. When we got into Frankfurt, more than 100 people missed their connecting flights.
Sure.
Why yell at the people going through customs? Why? It's not their fault. Many more people are in the same situation.
Right.
Screaming and yelling doesn't help. So if you're in a traffic jam and you have a meeting, yelling at that car in front of you isn't going to help. Take a breath and say, you know what? I can quickly call someone and say, I'll be late for the meeting, so that you're not stressed out.
Right.
But if you can be kind, and then in your personal life, I'll tell you something. One of my favorite things to do in the world is to get on an elevator, and instead of staring at the doors, hoping that they open, instead I turn around and I'll go, that is a fabulous tie. That is great. Is that a Jerry Garcia? Well, yeah, yes, it is. Wow. Well, thank you so much. Or I'll say, wow, young lady, that's a gorgeous blouse. You look very professional today. Or what a great color on you, or whatever it is. I mean, don't lie. If it's an ugly blouse, don't say that, but just say, hey, you have a great smile, or something.
Find
Come up with
something nice to say. Yes.
And because the fact of the matter is, you have no idea what those people are going through.
Yeah.
That man that you complimented his tie, he might have been getting off the elevator to go pick up his elderly parent to go to a doctor appointment that he knows isn't going to go well. Yeah. And the woman might be going in to have a meeting, a difficult meeting with maybe one of her employees, but now she feels a little confident, and maybe she might be a little kinder when she approaches that difficult conversation with that employee. So if you can sprinkle, and I mean sprinkle,
right?
Don't sparkle, sprinkle the kindness where you can, and it just changes not their world, but also your world. Your mindset cannot be negative, cannot be hateful, cannot be angry if you're saying, love that tie. I mean, you can't be like, love that tie. You know what I mean? So if you're being kind, it's making not just them, but you feel better.
Yeah.
It just has a fabulous effect on everyone around you, including you.
Yeah. So kindness is contagious. Big takeaway here is be kind. Be kind, right? It's, a little bit of kindness goes a long way for you. And like Coach Dana says, for the other person as well. So, hey, thanks so much for watching another episode of Your Leadership Chat. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button here and tap that bell icon so that you never miss another episode. I hope too that you'll give us a thumbs up on the video for a like. And then if you feel led, please share the video with those who need to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Your Leadership Chat. Bye for now.